Hi, this is Patricia of JourneyToBestMe.com, all about helping women live fierce, fabulous, and fulfilled by walking in her purpose, doing work that she absolutely loves, as well as get paid for it. I want to talk to you today about ego and pride. Ego and pride, and I want to talk to this because this actually just last week I almost let ego and pride block me from blessing and put me in a funk that, it had me feeling like I wasn't supported in my endeavor in this initiative and in this program that I'm in, because I didn't get a response when I wanted a response. And when it comes to your ego and pride, we have pride, and then ego gets in the way when it comes up, and it may be happening to you. You hear the little voice, or it's like, or saying that you're not. Maybe you heard you're not supported, or who are you, or they're not going to respond, or all of that negative stuff, which I also call the inner snake. And I even have a blog post, which I'll put a link down below, on how to effectively manage your what I call the inner snake. So that inner negative voice that rambles around, especially when you're pursuing your dream, living your life, changing your life, and you have limiting beliefs that you haven't fully replaced. I call it that inner snake that slithers around because he pops up out of nowhere. You're going, and of course that negative chatter in your ear or in your head, as well as your ego and pride, get in the way. And like I said, I want to talk about ego and pride. Is your ego and pride stopping you? Is it getting in the way? And like I said, this may be familiar, or you may be going through this right now, where maybe you're in a lot of this negative chatter, like I say, that's coming up. One, get out of your head. Two, question it, challenge it. And that's the biggest thing, and one of the couple of questions to challenge it when it comes up, ask it, is it true? Is it really true for you? So in this case, where last week, where it had me feeling like I was not supported, I had to catch myself and ask myself, was this really true for me? And the answer was no, it was not, because it just wasn't, because I am supported in this program. And one, I also believe that I am divinely supported and protected, period. So I had to remember that. And by me asking that question, was this true for me, helped me to remember that. And that's another thing I talked about, asking questions or checking in with yourself by asking key important questions. One is this important? Or like I just asked, is this true for me? So start asking questions so that you can challenge ego and pride and make sure that you get it out the way, and move past it. Because if you don't, you may end up blocking your own blessings because you've allowed ego and pride to rear its ugly head and keep you stuck, or miss out on an opportunity because you're listening to ego and pride, and it has you feeling all caught up in your feelings and feeling some kind of way, which is probably all wrong, like I was all wrong. And sure enough, gave it a couple of days, I got response, which is what I was wanting. The feedback that I was wanting was great. And like I say, so are you wrestling with ego and pride, or is ego and pride getting in your way, blocking you, keeping you stuck, keeping you from living your dream? Challenge it. And one way to challenge it, like I said, is ask questions. And two questions, like I say, is it true for you? Whatever that situation is, or whatever's coming up, ask yourself, is this really true for you? More than likely, it's not. And then even if it's in the one-off chance that whatever's going on is true for you, then how can you turn that around? How can you ask yourself, how can you turn that around or change it to, what is the learning opportunity here? What is the opportunity for learning if this particular scenario is true for me? Because there's always a lesson to learn in a situation. But more than likely, like I say, it's not true, because that's ego and pride. That's where the limiting beliefs and that negative chatter, what I call the inner snake that slithers around, have you thinking all kinds of crazy thoughts and thinking that's not even true, or not only about yourself, but you're thinking maybe somebody's over here talking about you, or doing this or that, and they're probably even giving you a second thought. And that's ego and pride, or you're on your job, or maybe you think you should have gotten this and you really didn't get it. Question, don't let ego and pride stop you. Really be honest with yourself. And that's what I'm saying. The more you spend time with yourself and develop and grow, the more you'll be aware, because the key thing is being aware and then challenging those situations and asking those questions. Asking, is this true for me? Asking, is this important? And when it comes to, is this important, that question, that's where you have to really know what you want in life. So when something comes up, or distraction, or a situation, or an opportunity, because every opportunity is not necessarily a good opportunity for you, or an opportunity that you should take. I'll just say that. So, and ask, okay, is this important? Is this in alignment with what I want? And I've talked about before, of course, desperation is video. I talked about desperation is not a good look. When you're clear about what you want, and then you can make better decisions, better choices, and not act from a place of desperation. Because 9 times out of 10, when we act from a place of desperation, we make the wrong choice, and we end up having regrets or wasted time, money, energy, and all kinds of things. Just speaking from my own experience. But I want, just like I say, today I just want to quickly talk about pride and ego. Check yourself. Well, not that old saying, check yourself before you wreck yourself, but check to make sure that your pride and ego is not getting in the way, stopping you, hindering you, and having you thinking all these negative things which are not true. And like I said, one way to do that is checking with yourself, asking those important questions of yourself. Like I say, one of the two is this true, and or is this important? To check yourself and make sure that pride and ego is not hindering you. Once again, this is Patricia of JourneyToBestMe.com, all about helping women to live fierce, fabulous, and fulfilled, living your purpose, living your dream. So I will talk to you guys later.